Guys, you know how many months it's been since I've ran a successful dropshipping store? It has been a while. Let me tell you, like, I've had many months where I've tried to accomplish a solid dropshipping store and make a lot of money, and it has not worked. But I'm here to tell you, influencer marketing, does it still work? Can it still be applied to your dropshipping business? I'm gonna show you right now that my store is still running with influencer marketing, and I am still profiting an immense amount on influencers. So without further ado, let's get into this video right now. Big disclaimer, I do know influencers, and that is how I'm able to leverage them without paying a dime. So that's gonna be one of the methods that I'm using to drive free traffic to my website. I know influencers, so I will leverage them if possible. So that is a thing that I'm doing right now. But with that being said and putting that aside, influencer marketing, is it still applicable? Well, I have driven around 4,000 or 5,000 people to my website in the span of around 48 hours or so, and I have done it with influencer marketing. So let's just take a minute to like sink that in. So, and my website is not converting that well. It's the products I'm testing right now, so I'm not really too worried about converting all of those right now. I mean, I'm collecting emails and stuff, so it's not really too big of a deal. I'm not worried about the front end. The back end makes insane mad money, so that's what I'm really focused on because that's huge. The power of an email list is huge, but we'll make another video on that. So with influencers, if you can drive 5,000 visits to your website, and you can even just leverage $1 per visit, that is very doable. I had a website that was doing, I think it was doing like $3 per visit, and I was making insane money. It was with one of my older dropshipping stores that was selling the bracelets. I don't know if you guys remember that. I was selling bracelets and stuff, and I was getting around $2 to $3 per visit. So think of just scaling that up. If I'm getting 3,000 views or 2,000 views a day, which is so easy to do. I mean, the first day our site launched, we did 2,000 views in a day, or in like a few hours. It was very simple. Like the post went up at 9 p.m. and we got a few thousand views within a few hours, so it's not too hard to do. It's not hard to drive a ton of traffic to your site. A lot of people overcomplicate things, but influencers, they do still work. You have to find the right targeted influencers for your website to actually allow the people to potentially buy your products that actually visit your website. A huge downside of influencers though is they're getting so saturated. It's the point where a ton of dropshippers are now trying to fight for a small pot in this dropshipping business, online business with influencer marketing, so it is getting very tough. Even the influencers I'm using, they're still promoting tons of other products, so it does get hard because the audience does get a little saturated. Not even saturated, just used to ads and seeing ads, and they're traditionally used to just passing them by, so that's kind of a downside of that. But overall, I still think influencers are huge to leverage. Basically, my style of running a dropshipping business, it's very simple. It's basically you run your store, you drive traffic, you get sales. From there, you scale up your store. So for me, I aim for around 150 orders in the first month, actually like a few weeks, not even month. And once you have all that data collected, you can plug into Facebook very simply and scale up. Now, I don't scale up personally. I have a business, kind of will be a business partner that I will lock in split with, a profit split, and they will scale up Facebook with me. And it's very simple to do. It's super, like, it's systematic. It's not hit and miss. It's very systematic. It's nothing crazy. He's done it with many other stores, scaled them to 6 figures very simply. So it's just, that's how it happens. It's not anything that's a guess or any kind of potentially scale up. No, it will scale up. So that's kind of the system like I do. I get tons of sales with influencers because it's very cheap to do, and data is very cheap to obtain with influencers, and then from there I scale up. Data is huge. Like, I would literally go out and buy a store that has 200 sales for a few $1,000s, even if the store was not even that profitable, just because I know I could plug in that data onto Facebook and scale it up to the moon very simply, because it's, again, systematic. It's not one of those things that's hit and miss. It's like, if you follow the correct system with Facebook, you will succeed with it. It's not questionable at all. So influencer marketing, they still work. Influencers overall still work. I know I made a video talking about how influencer marketing is dying. Yes, it is. It's going in a downward trend. Instagram influencers are, but overall influencers are still working great. I'm a YouTube influencer myself, and I will promote products sometimes, and I do well with sales and all that stuff. So influencers in general they're not dying, and if anything, they're growing. Online, like, money is spent online, and more is spent every single day. So just kind of think of that. A good example is Steph Curry. He actually signed with Under Armour a few years ago when he was not huge, and then he blew up completely, and he doubled the worth of Under Armour. I believe by 12 billion. He's called the $12 billion man, I believe, because he made Under Armour grow that much. So now he's a part owner in Under Armour, which is huge. And he's an influencer. He influenced that with his brand. personal brand and stuff like that. Like that's how it happened. No way other than influencing his following. So it's very simple to do. I think influencer marketing is still huge, so don't bash on it. Instagram influencers are going in a downward trend, but it's not like they're completely dead. Like you can still leverage them if possible, if you stay at it and stay consistent. There is still tons of money to be made with Instagram influencers. Just have to be smart with it and make sure you're not hopping into influencers that just promote every second of every day. That will not bring you money because the audience will be so used to seeing the ads, it just will not even be profitable. You'll be wasting money. So trust me on that one. But side note from that, if you were just clicking on this video to hear about influencer marketing, that is completely fine. Hope you guys all enjoyed that part. I want to talk about some personal stuff with my life that's going on. So looking for a new car. I'm going to be selling the M3 quite soon. I have to get it into the shop this week, hopefully. So once that happens, I'm going to be looking into buying a new car. I'm looking at a Mercedes CLA 45 AMG. I really like those cars. They're pretty sick. I like four doors. Like I like having the speed of like that 0 to 60 is like 3.6 or 3.8 seconds on those cars. So I like that aspect, but I also like four-seaters. I like having them be very easy and simple to use. Like I can throw in a new TV if I buy it in the back of my car and stuff, or I can fit friends in there if we need to go drive around. So, you know, I like having the four-seater or four-door option for a car, but I'm not really looking to buy a super crazy car like CLA 45 AMGs. They're like 40,000, 50,000. So it's not that big of a deal. Like it's not an insane amount of money to spend on a car, but it'll be cool. I really think I deserve a sick car. Like I've been working hard for quite some time. I'm moving out of my parents' house into a new house in a few weeks, July 24th, I believe. Yeah, July 24th, I'll be completely out of this house into my new house. So I'll show you guys a house tour. I just looked at it yesterday, so that's freaking awesome. Super excited. It's just insane to think that at 18 years old, I'm able to achieve this. I bought my first car, or my first car that I actually own. I bought it outright in cash, so that's cool to say I did. It's the M3. I didn't pay an insane amount for the car, so, you know, I'm not really here to brag, but I am just saying, like, it's huge that I'm able to make these moves due to my online businesses. iPhone reselling has been huge with my income lately. It's been making me quite a bit of money. Some days I'm making like $500 or $600 just off buying and reselling. Like not off selling my course, just off buying and reselling. My course is doing well too. Thank you all for supporting it. You guys are all enjoying it that are in it. And you guys, I have a ton of people that are potentially wanting to hop in but may not, I don't know, think it's right for them. I really think you should at least try it out. It's just a very simple business model that you can grow and very simply and make a decent amount of money, an extra few $1,000s a month. Very simply. I have tons of students that are killing it and making a lot of money every single day. So I'm super hyped to see that happen. But yeah, overall, I've seen a ton of growth in my businesses and everything like that. It's been very solid. I mean, I can't really complain at all. I'm moving out at 18. I'm hopefully going to be going to start traveling the world and stuff. That's why I'm kind of hesitant to like buy a car and stuff, because if I do, then it's going to be a monthly payment, and if I'm out of the country for like a few weeks or a month, what would be the point to own a car if I'm not even like there visiting or like driving it? So I'm not really sure. It's still all cooking up in my head, but I may do it just because if I like buy a nicer car, it's kind of, I want to start showing social proof. Like not so much spending money to show you, like in a sense doing things that you guys maybe strive to do. So I'm moving out on my own, and I think a lot of you guys might strive to do that if you're younger, even my age. Like you guys might strive to move out on your own too and fund yourself. I am doing that, and I'm gonna be paying for basically everything from, you know, rent, food, car payment. I don't even have car payments, insurance, phone bills, internet, all that stuff. Like I'm gonna be paying for all of that, whatever, trash, water, electricity in the house, gas and electricity. I'm paying for all that, so it's not like I'm relying on anyone else. It's gonna be me. I'm gonna be self-sufficient, and it's nice to think of. And I'm sure a lot of you guys maybe don't like your home situation. A lot of people have reached out to me and said like, oh, well, how can I become successful when my parents suck and whatever like that? And it's like, well, hustle so that your parents see that you're doing something, and then maybe they'll support you. And if they don't, who cares? You really shouldn't rely on other people to motivate you. It should be kind of self-motivation. That's where I kind of shout out all of my success. It's self-motivation is huge. It's when you can kind of like think in your head and motivate yourself off of things you want to achieve in life. Another thing that just happened, one of these kids that goes to my old high school that I just graduated from got shot in the freaking head. He was outside his car in a very nice neighborhood, outside his car or outside the house visiting a friend's house, and some guy came up, robbed him, and then the kid ran away. Like, he was running away, and the robber actually shot him in the freaking head. He might die. He's like brain dead right now, so it's kind of insane to think of that could have been any of us. I could have gotten shot. It gives me chills like thinking about that. I've been outside and I was taking out the trash one time, and one of my neighbors who's like a really tweaker, I don't know why he lives in this nice neighborhood. Well, actually I do know. His dad's very wealthy and he bought him a house in here because I heard the story because my neighbors all know him, but he actually came up to me and said some vulgar things to me, like I wanted to sock him in the face and knock him out, but I was freaked out because he was acting like I had a gold chain on and he was like, oh, nice gold chain, I'm gonna freaking snatch that effing shiz and stuff. I don't know, it was weird to experience. So I can only imagine someone robbing you and then freaking pulling out a gun and potentially and shooting you. Like, that could be any of us. It's so, I guess, to understand that, like, don't take life for granted. We're not guaranteed tomorrow, so just live like you would want to live if you knew you were gonna die tomorrow, which sounds crazy, but it's like, don't do things and expect to have your whole life ahead of you. That kid probably thought he had his whole life ahead of him, and he might actually pass away like this week or so. So he's 17, he's not even 18. Like, that's completely insane to think of, and he wasn't doing anything wrong. He was literally just outside his friend's house in a nice neighborhood. Like, I live in California, and in the area of California I live in, it's not really a bad place to live. Like, we have nice neighborhoods, it's a very wealthy city, so it's just hard to process like that happened, and it's someone that I know too, so it's kind of hard to think of and stuff like that. But just don't take anything for granted. Live and do what you want. Like, if you want to obtain something, go out and do it, because you're not really guaranteed tomorrow. So just take the steps needed to actually achieve what you want to achieve while you're still on this earth. But other than that, so yeah, I'll be moving out in a few weeks. That's like set in stone. It's happening. But I'm looking for a car. I don't want to hop into a car that I know I could get a good deal on. So I'm definitely going to be looking for solid deals on CLA 45 AMGs. Any really year, I don't really mind. I think they're all basically the same. I'll have to do some more research, but yeah, I really like those cars. I like the sound of them when you put exhaust on them as well, or straight pipe them. I'm one to straight pipe cars. I just like it. It's very simple and cheap, and it sounds amazing, so I like that. But yeah, other than that, hope you guys all enjoy this video. If you have any car suggestions, let me know what your thoughts are. Obviously, don't recommend like a Lamborghini Huracan. I can't afford that yet. That'll be something in the near future I'll be able to probably pick up. I'm hoping in the next few years, that'll be kind of cool. Maybe my 21st birthday. That is very obtainable. I want an Audi R8 as well. That will probably be within the next year or two. But for now, I'm kind of gonna look into the, this year will probably be $30,000 to $80,000 range. Nissan GTR will be towards the end of the year. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Hope you guys all enjoyed, and guys, influencer marketing is not dead. Trust me on that. Like, I'm literally running a Shopify store built, I'll show you. Like, there are probably a few people on my website right now as we speak, so give me 1 second. I'll show you guys right now. So far with influencers, that's how much traffic we've driven. Just in a few days, I'll show you that. Like, boom, as you can see, 4.26 thousand live or views to my website in a few days. It's very simple to do. But other than that, hope you guys all enjoyed. Smash the like button and subscribe. We are growing pretty quickly now. I was growing like 1 subscriber a day, which was depressing when I wasn't posting, but I'm back on this YouTube grind. So again, hope you guys all enjoyed, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Drop a comment if you guys are using Instagram influencers and all that stuff, and if you guys enjoyed. So peace out and have a good one.